Hello, my name is Beck and welcome to the books that I would like to continue in 2022. These are all series that I've started in the past and I haven't continued previously, so I would like to continue them this year, so let's see how I go. The first one on this list is actually The Witcher, and this is Time of Contempt. It's book 2. I read book 1 last year, at the end of last year, because I was putting it off because I wasn't sure if I'd like it, and then it turned out that I did. So naturally I'm going to continue The Witcher. Geralt is the main character here, so is Ciri. Ciri is a princess of Sintra, and Geralt is a Witcher. He used to be human, but he has since been spliced by a Witcher experiment, and now he has all of these Witcher abilities like enhanced senses and everything, and he can take potions in order to enhance these again and fight monsters. I love the way that the characters have combined in here. I love that they've all got their own kind of quests. I like that there's a prophecy and a whole bunch of politics going on. It's really interesting me, so I'm looking forward to continuing this series naturally. Every January, Seanan McGuire brings out a new book in her Wayward Children series. Every Heart a Doorway is the first book, but the book that I am looking forward to in this series comes out on, I think, the 2nd or 3rd of January this year, and that is Where the Drowned Girls Go. And I don't know anything about this continuation because I like to keep the blurbs of these stories basically a mystery until I pick up the book, because they're so short, because they're novellas, that I feel if I read the blurb then I'm going to spoil the story. So I don't want to know anything about Where the Drowned Girls Go. It's probably about mermaids or something, I don't know. But I've enjoyed this series so far. I've been hit and miss on it, so I think if I read the next book Where the Drowned Girls Go and I don't love it, like I give it a 3 stars for example, and it's okay, I probably won't continue because I want to give it a 4 or 5 stars. That is my ultimate goal for this year going forward. I want to give really good ratings to all the things I'm reading and have a smashing reading year. So the next book on this, I'm really putting all my expectations on, so it had better follow through. And then speaking of 3 stars, I gave the first Robot and Monk book, A Psalm for the Wild Built, a 3 or 3.5 stars when I read it last year. And this is by Becky Chambers, and I adore Becky Chambers, but this book just didn't hit the way that I was hoping it would. It had really strong characters and really strong themes, but the plot really felt like it wasn't there at all. And I need a little bit, like I need a crumb of plot in order to connect to stories. And so I'm hoping that because this book really felt like a lot of setup, that the next book in the series is one that I end up really connecting with. And I think that comes out in July. I don't know what it's called, and that's why the cover is on the screen, because I don't know. So I'm hoping that I like it. We'll see how I go. I'd also ideally like to continue reading The Expanse with the 3rd book in the series, because I finished Caliban's War last year, but at the same time this is a very long book, and so I'm thinking that I don't have the same reading stamina that I used to because I keep not paying attention to books. I keep reading a couple of pages and my brain is like, I need the self-gratification of going on social media, and then I just abandon the book. So I need to make sure that I dedicate my time to reading this because I really like it. It's an adult sci-fi. It's massive scale. It's got a virus set in space. It's got all these characters pivoting around that politically and in a survival aspect, and it's got Jim Holden and his small crew just trying to make a living and survive in amongst all of that as well. So it's got characters that I like, it's got relationships that I admire the complexity of, and it's got interesting politics that is just getting started. So I think that I will really enjoy this, but it's just about my brain capacity and my concentration level. I need to actually be able to concentrate on this because I left Caliban's War to the end of 2021 to read, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I don't know why I put it off for so long. So I'm trying not to put this off for so long, but at the same time I'm also very mood readery. So if I put it off, it means that I'm just not in the right mood for it yet, but I do plan on reading it at some point in 2022. I've also got the sequel to The Calculating Stars on this list, The Fated Sky, and that was on my priority / reading goals video, so I do want to continue this series this year. I've put it on past videos and then I haven't continued it, so shame on me. I really enjoyed her audiobook narration of the first book because she's also an audiobook narrator by trade, so it'd be cool to listen to her doing the 2nd book and then the 3rd, so that is ultimately what I want to do, listen to them on audiobook and get them off my TBR. And then of course I would love to continue the Dresden Files because I've been reading this over the past like 1.5 to 2 years, and I've adored my reading journey of this, and I can't wait to continue reading about this wizard detective in Chicago and all the shenanigans that go along with it, all the supernatural creatures, all of the plot twists, and all of the epic battle scenes and magic. This is a series that is really gripping, and I love the tone of voice and I love the audiobooks, but I need to read them in tandem with my partner, and he goes in and out of reading for a couple of months at a time, so I need to just poke him, I need to get him to read, and I need to continue reading this series because I think I'm up to this book, but I also have a series of short stories in a collection to read before this, so maybe I can just squeeze that in and then push him to continue on beyond this book so that I can actually read this as well. So we'll see how we go. Ultimately, I will continue Dresden this year, but I just don't know when. Hopefully when my jaw is more healed after surgery, so I'm not like a chipmunk face when I do more reviews, because I do want to film reviews for my channel as a side note, but I also know that it's going to be like a staple on my channel and randoms are going to find it and not people who are consistently subscribed to me like, why is this chick's face weird? So I just want to make sure that I'm not too swollen when I'm filming reviews for this again. And then lastly, I have Legendborn on this list, and this is a book that's an urban fantasy, like new adult book. It's kind of YA but leaning more into adult, and I loved this at the end of 2021. I didn't expect to, and I gave this 5 stars, and the sequel to this comes out at the end of 2022. So I'm like, I need to keep an eye on this. I need to not forget about it. I need to continue it as soon as the next book is out, because I adored this so much. It's got a secret society set at like a pre-college university kind of school, and this character has gone through a lot of grief and trauma because her mother has recently passed away, and she's got a lot of responsibility. She also stumbles onto this underground society of magic users that is linked to the Arthurian legend of the Round Table, and I just loved all of the dynamics of this. I love the discussions about grief and friendship. It was just great, and I'm really looking forward to continuing it. So that's why the sequel is on this list, because I don't want to forget about it. So that is the end of this video, but let me know if you've got any series that you would like to continue, or at least hold yourself accountable for remembering to continue in 2022. I would be really interested to know, but thank you so much for watching this video. I'll come chat to you down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.